Hey YouTube, this is my tactical flashlight, 300 lumens it's claimed to be, and as you can see, I actually made my own pressure switch for it. What I did was I took the flashlight, it has adjustable zoom right here, you slide it in and out, see, just like that, to zoom, and then to go back into the main focus, you push it in. This light's about $5 online. It's made by Cree. It's aluminum. It's a Cree LED, so it's real bright. It has a aluminum housing. It has these lacerations up here for grip. What I did on my other one, I got a scope and I put some carpet in between the scope mount, and it fit right in there, and I clamped it down. Took this off, and everything worked as a tactical light perfectly. It on the 223 or 556 AR-15, it actually held up good, no problems with the light at all. The way I added this pressure switch on here was I took this wire, and it's kind of stiff. If you had like one with a curly Q on it or something where you could actually adjust it, it would be a lot better, but I didn't, so I just took this purple wire. It's oil resistant and gas resistant, so it's pretty good. And I took off the cap right here, and I actually grabbed one wire and I put it directly to the spring that pushes against the battery, so I soldered it to the spring. And the other wire is actually the positive, so the positive is actually that it goes through the actual frame of the light, so I could get the connection, because it has the regular push button switch in the back, and I tore it out. And I took the opposite wire and I put some of that RTV, high temp RTV, and I pressed the wire because I couldn't solder it, because I guess this, whatever it's made out of, this aluminum body, it won't solder to. So I put some RTV and pressed it up against the wall of the actual cap itself. And here, let me show you. And after I did that, I was able to put some JB Weld to actually hold it real stiff. And let's see. So I JB welded it, and it kept everything separated, and the RTV kept it non-conductive. So the spring's in the middle, the spring's fine, and it pushes up against the battery for the negative, and the positive actually threads onto these threads, and it's pressed up against the actual housing with the wire. And I also inserted that rubber grommet right there, so it actually take up the gappage of where the button was. And then I RTV'd and JB welded everything, and it works fine. Let me show you the pressure switch. I took it and I hooked it to a standard pressure switch. The way I suspect it to be is they take 3 or 4 pressure switch little push buttons, and they solder them directly to a board, and then they put this heat shrink over it, as I seen on my my laser pressure switch. They put the heat shrink over it, heat shrink the ends, and I would leave the middle, leave it alone. I wouldn't heat shrink it because it kind of tightened down on it. So yeah, just leave it loose and just heat shrink the end so no water or nothing could get in it, and maybe some super glue, and that's pretty much it. But this pressure switch I actually got, it's a micro switch, and I used it instead because I didn't know at the time that, you know, that's how it was made. So I got this little micro switch with one button right there in the middle, and I just soldered it directly to the wires. Another thing is, on the back of this I put a zip tie. I cut a little zip tie so there's a flat surface, and I could put some Velcro on there and Velcro it to my grip or the form of a quad rail or something. I noticed on my quad rail it has little circle cutouts, and if you didn't want this type of micro switch, you could always get a push button that's circle, and you could solder it directly to the wires, and then you could put that in the quad rail in the circles, and then they all have like a circle nut, so you could actually screw it to the quad rail and not even have to worry about no Velcro. And where your thumb would be gripping the quad rail, you could use that as the push button to turn on your flashlight. So that was another thought I was thinking about doing. But since this is going on my GSG5, there's no quad rail, so that's why I made this. Let me know what you guys think about it, and any questions on the other switch that's just like a circle, maybe about the size of a penny with the little dome on it. Let me know, and I can always give you guys links to it, to what I'm talking about. And it would go right in the circle part in between your quad rail where the heat disperses. And it should be okay because there's a lot of pressure switches that are like heat resistant. And some even have little LED lights in the middle, but that's all up to you guys. Let me know what you guys think of my quick fix setup and about this light. I like it a lot. It's cheap and it's real heavy. Well, not too heavy, but for being a cheap light, it's pretty good, and it's built real well. So let me know what you guys think, and please subscribe, and I'm out.